Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Yassine, and I want to start off by saying thank you guys very much for 20K subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you guys, every single person that subscribed to the channel, that liked the videos, leaves comments, follows me on Instagram and Twitter. I just want to say thank you, and I couldn't have done this without you guys. And I'm really excited about 20K, but I'm even more excited about this journey and where this channel is headed. So let's get to the next 20K or 200K or 2 million subscribers, wherever this journey takes me. And I really appreciate that you guys are on this journey with me. And I know a lot of you guys have questions. So in this video, I want to answer some of those questions. Now, I went ahead and put on Twitter and Instagram for you guys to post your questions about anything you want to ask me, tech related or personal stuff. So if you want to be featured on the next Q&A, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll be posting posts over there whenever I'm making these videos. So let's just jump in and see how many of these questions that we can answer. So starting things off, we have Caitlin, and she asks, are you going to bring back the best tech of the month videos and travel tech videos? And yes, I am going to be bringing those back. I know Caitlin really wants those videos because she must have asked me on almost half a dozen videos. I'm actually working on one right now, and it should be out in the first week of August. So make sure you stay tuned to that. And that one is going to be dedicated to you, Caitlin, because you really want those videos back. Right after that, we have Sunny Silvers, who asks, what inspired you to start a tech channel? So I've always been in love with tech, like ever since I was a little kid. I used to play with all the tech products that we had around the house. I started building my own PCs at the age of 13, and I was just fascinated by tech. And I used to watch all the tech YouTubers that you guys see out there when I was younger, in middle school and high school. And then one day, honestly, I just decided, you know what, I have some thoughts. There's some things that I want to put out there, and there's some things that I think that I could do to help people out. And that's what started. That's how I started. So it's honestly the love of tech and the love of tech products. That's, I think, was my initial inspiration to starting the tech YouTube channel. Right after that, we have Khan Tisuf Ali. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. And he asks, what are your thoughts on the iPhone 11? Okay, so I have mixed feelings about the iPhone 11. On one hand, I don't like the fact that it's just an incremental design. I feel like Apple needs to really push the envelope in terms of design and what it brings to the Apple ecosystem and the iPhone, which is their flagship phone. But it seems like they're going to keep the design the same and keep the notch and the Face ID. So I'm a little disappointed on that end. But then on the other end, the fact that they're adding multiple cameras has me excited because I love mobile photography. That's why I have the Pixel phone, and that's why I love using the Pixel phone whenever I'm not testing out another phone. So the fact that they are focusing on mobile photography, that got me excited. So I'm, a little bit of mixture of what I think about the iPhone, but overall I think Apple could do a better job, and they're just honestly in a place where they're comfortable, so they don't want to rock the boat. All right, so now we got some questions from Instagram. We have a question from Tech Jockey HD, and he says, what was your first tech gadget apart from a smartphone? So my first tech gadget, if I go way back, I'm gonna say it was the Sega Genesis. Back when I was in middle school, or even earlier than middle school, I had a Sega Genesis, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever in the world. And I actually had, my favorite game was Sonic the Hedgehog. It was crazy, incredible, even though it wasn't 3D and it was just a 2D and you were running side to side. I loved it. It was amazing. And then when you get to level up and go into Supersonic, it was crazy. So shout out to Sega Genesis and to all the Sega Genesis owners out there. That was my first tech product. Next question is from InstaSparsh, and he asks, do you think tech companies aren't as innovative as they used to be? So it seems that way, but honestly, I think that we are in a time and place where so much has happened and so much tech innovation has happened over the past 10 years that it's almost we're stagnant. Like there's nothing really new that you could be bringing out to wow people. I mean, right now we're all looking forward to foldable phones, and that's an exciting new thing that's coming out, but everything else has been done. And now the only thing that separates phones from each other is how much their screen to body ratio is and how much of the bezels they can get rid of. So it's not that I don't think tech companies are not as innovative as they were in the 1990s or even early 2000s, but I just think that they have done so much and they have pushed the envelope so much because they're trying to sell us phones every year, every 6 months, every 3 months, that it's finally catching up to them. So we might have a period of just down or just being stagnant, but I think we'll get through it and then we'll figure out what the next big thing is. And then the next question is from Luke'sview_reviews, and he asks, what camera brand do you prefer out of these two, Sony or Canon? So right now I'm shooting in a Sony a7 III, so I prefer Sonys. And honestly, the reason that I prefer Sonys is just the size of them and just how powerful they are. So they're very compact, and they, the whole mirrorless system, it's not as big as a DSLR. And if you guys, like people that know me and people that know the type of tech products that I like tech products that are very minimal and very small and just compact, and that get what they need to get done without adding any bulk to my lifestyle or any bulk to my everyday carry. So between Canon and Sony, I prefer the Sony, and that's why I shoot on a Sony a7 III. Next question is from Everton's Way, and he asks, what's the most inspirational thing about YouTube and the most frustrating? So the most frustrating thing about YouTube is just when you hit a patch of stagnation where you're not growing and you're still pumping out content and you still feel like you're doing a lot of videos and a lot of work and you're putting more work into your videos, but you don't see a lot of movement and a lot of growth on your channel. And that happens a lot. So YouTube is not just like a straight trend going up all the way. It's like you'll have a high and then a go across for a while and then a high and then across for a while and then a jump. So between those jumps, they might last a couple of months or even a whole year. Like for instance, I went from like 7,000-8,000 subscribers all the way to like 15,000-16,000 subscribers within like 4 months. And then it took me to go from 16 to 18 in like a whole year. So in that year, I felt like I was still making great videos and I was still connecting with people, but it was really frustrating. So you just have to keep pushing through it, and you got to actually do it for the love of the tech and the love of what you do in terms of making videos. Now, the most inspirational thing besides tech products inspiring me when I see them is just the ability to connect with people, especially other YouTubers and especially people that you look up to and people that you admire their work, being able to connect with them, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on commenting your videos, or whether it's on Instagram. When you connect with them and you end up just asking them questions, talking to them, and or giving them a tip about some question they asked, that's really inspiring. And seeing those connections, it's like, hey, it makes you keep going. Honestly, it's like being able to connect with your favorite athlete as an athlete. It's going to inspire you to keep going. And that's really, to me, what's most inspirational about YouTube. And then right after that, we have Vinit Chiwaro, and he asks, what is your usual creative process of any tech video? Okay, so when I'm making a tech video, it's usually 2 categories. I have the categories where I do tutorials, like best Android setups, best apps, or things like that. With those, it's usually just based off what feedback you guys give me. Like if I made a video about a setup and you guys want to know how to do that setup, or if there's an app and you guys want to know a tutorial on the app, that's usually like that's one way. And there's not, as much creativity in those videos because I'm just making a tutorial. And then on the other hand, it's when a tech product or a tech a thought or something in the tech industry catches my eye, whether it's a new phone that has a pop-up camera, or whether it's like the new gaming system called Stadia by Google, then I go ahead and make a video about that. I can get a little bit more creative with it. And what I usually like to do is try to cover the product in terms of explaining what the product is, and then I also try to give people like what I like about it, what I dislike about it, and then just see exactly who I recommend it for. And that's just like the creative side, in my head what's going on, but then in the visuals I'm always trying to push the envelope in terms of the type of shots that I can get. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about just like the basics: tripod, slider, gimbal, things like that, and then you try to get shots. But I try to do most of my stuff handheld because I feel like I have more creative freedom when it comes to using my camera handheld, and I've developed some little techniques with the strap and things like that to shoot better videos and just be more creative. Anyway, I hope that answered your question, but that's really how I break it down whenever I'm going to make a video. And then the last question comes from official Rudrenil, and he asks, when will the next home screen episodes be? I know you guys like that series because the last 2 or 3 videos that I did just really took off for my channel, and I'm sure a lot of you guys came to my channel because of those videos. So I'm actually working on one. I will probably have that video out. My next video, I'm hoping, will be that video, but in the next week or so. I'm just trying to balance work and you know, all the crazy stuff that life throws at you. But anyway, that's the next video that's scheduled to come out. I'm working on it, and you guys submitted a lot of setups into the email, so I'm just trying to go through all of them and find the ones that I like and find ones that I think you guys will like. Anyway, so that wraps up the Q&A, and like I said, if you want to be on the next Q&A, make sure you follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. That's where I will ask you guys to drop me a question. I'm sorry if this video is really long, but I'm just excited. I'm just thankful. Like, I hit 20K. It's surreal. It's crazy. I'm sitting here talking to a camera, and I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. Before I go on ranting for another 5 minutes, thank you guys very much. So if you guys really like this video, then give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, definitely consider subscribing, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, stay plugged.